Welcome to People. I'm Shirley Lin. I'm really honored today to have Vice President Vincent Siew as my guest. He plays a leading role in Taiwan's economic development. He's been in public service for more than 40 years, but I am not going to go one by one listing all the posts that he has held. He's also best known for his expertise in trade and economy, but he's also very skilled in negotiations and diplomacy. And not many politicians in Taiwan are able to do it as well as he has. Well, let's welcome Vice President Vincent Siew. Welcome, Mr. Vice President.
Ms. Lin, thank you very much. Welcome everybody to the People's Program.
Thank you, thank you. Well, to start off with, even though you've turned down President Ma's invitation to run another term of vice presidency, he has said that he would still like to seek your advice for economic policies and all that. Now, what is your view of the current state of Taiwan's economy? And also, what do you think are the important factors in terms of affecting Taiwan's future economic development?
Well, as an all-economic hand, I have always taken a very close interest in Taiwan's economic development. The economic and the political order of the global 20th century has already undertaken a shift from west to the east, from Europe and North America to Asia. Emerging markets like China and India are steadily emerging as a new force. For this reason, the most serious issue facing Taiwan now is the question of how to deal with the new values, the new industries, and the new alignment of forces that the rise of the emerging markets is generating.
Well, next I want to ask you, how do you think you've done in your career in public service over these 40 years? Do you think you can give yourself an assessment?
Well, in 40 plus years as a public servant, I have sought to work conscientiously and in accordance with law. This is why I have always approached my work, beginning with my first entry-level position to continually through my term as Vice President. At the same time, I'm very grateful to the many people I have worked together with all this year for the support, guidance, and the help they have given me. Thanks to them, my career has been fulfilling, and things have gone really well. Every time I assume a new position, the first thing I do is temporarily empty my mind of past experiences so that I can look at things from a broader perspective and think a bit more deeply about the challenges at hand. At the same time, I also try to think about how my possible actions may affect our nation, our society, our people, 10, 20, or even 30 years down the line. I throw myself headlong into any undertaking that is good for our nation, our society, and our people. I never think about what is in my personal best interest. A clear example of that is a proposal I made as the chairman of the Council for Economic Planning and Development nearly 20 years ago to build up Taiwan as an Asia-Pacific Regional Operations Center.
Well, thank you so much for always thinking about the people. And thank you so much for all your contribution to the country. We very much appreciate it. Well, can you share with us what your plan is after retirement?
Well, after I leave office next May 20th, I plan to get involved in many things, but so far I have 3 major projects in my mind. Number one, I wish to continue monitoring Taiwan's economic development and contributing ideas about what needs to be done in the future. Because this is very important for our people and our country. We need to assure that our people can enjoy the fruits of our economic growth, so that the economy can continue to grow to benefit all the peoples. Secondly, I do wish to go traveling abroad, to do more sightseeing and visit all friends, because I think seeing is believing. Whenever you have a chance to go abroad, you learn a lot and you know the change of the world. So the third is go through the steps that I have corrected during my career and sort it all out. In other words, where I think I need to do something to think about how I have done in the past, 40 over years, and try to write down something.
Oh, good. So that means you're really going to write a book?
Not necessarily a book, but to keep the record for my family.
Well, let me just put a word here. We would recommend you write a book.
Well, so still not quite sure.
Okay. Yeah. So share with us more about your exercise and plans,
well,
your diet.
Since that illness 2 over years ago, that prompted me to start paying closer attention on the state of my health. So I experienced the value of the good health for a pet. So I do exercise every day enough to walk up a sweat, keep sweating.
Great, that's great.
If I have time on the weekend, or I go play golf, which is a good opportunity to do some walking and to get some fresh air and sunshine, and also to talk with our friends in a more casual way. So I also pay attention to my diet. So I avoid rich foods and make sure to get some vegetable and fruits every day. And of course, it's very important to stay cheerful every day. Not to get excited, not to make any angry. So keep your mind cheerful so that you can have a smiling face all the time.
Well, that is great. That is great. What kind of exercises do you do? Like maybe qigong or, I don't know, martial arts?
In the morning, when I play a solo like qigong, I tell you, this is a
Oh yes, you shake your hands.
Yeah, so your both hands.
Yes.
Just the main purpose is just keep you sweating.
Oh,
so
okay.
Every morning, if you take 1 hour of that kind of exercise, then after the exercise, you go to do shower.
Yes.
And then you will feel very fresh. And then you have a very good appetite for your breakfast. And that will keep you long, whole day, keep a very energetic spirit.
Wow, that is great. I better learn from you. Now, it seems like Taiwanese students have a hard time, becoming proficient in foreign languages, including English. Do you have any advice for the young people, since you've mastered the English language very well by yourself?
Well, the key to learn learning a foreign language, even if you study abroad, is exposure and practice. Listen a lot, talk a lot, and practice a lot. So I would therefore strongly urge young people to master foreign language. When you work in Taiwan and have a strong command of foreign languages, the world is your oyster.
That is great, yes. So listen more, practice more, and speak more, right? Okay. Now, in Taiwan, you are also known as the Smiling Xiao. So, and by the way, you have a very sweet smile. And what do you think about that nickname? And also, we are just very impressed with the way they've built some very good relationships with important leaders around the world. Can you share with us what the secret is?
Well, after I went to work at the Bureau of Foreign Trade, I began to take part in economic and trade negotiation with foreign countries. And I had contact with a lot of counterparts from overseas. I later represent our country, the Republic of China, at international conference like APEC and many international conferences, as Minister of Economic Affairs, Chairman of the Council for Economic Planning and Development, and Premier. So I have had frequent chances to make acquaintance with political and business leaders from many different countries. I make friends with foreigners for a couple of different reasons. Firstly, I do it for the country. I hope to tap into my personal friendships for the benefit of our country. And secondly, I do it simply because I enjoy making friends with people, learning from others, and hearing what others have to say. So in making friends with foreigners, I demand sincerity of myself and also try to put myself in the other person's shoes. Mm-hmm. When conducting economic and trade negotiations, for example, I never use dirty tricks. I just clearly state my position and explain my reasoning and try to make sure that it is a two-way give and take where both sides come out ahead. That is why the people I negotiate with often end up becoming friends for life.
Wow, I think that is really great. Keep that smile, Vice President Siew. And that's the way that you keep these really good relationships around the world and they become your friends forever. Well, thank you very much, Vice President Siew. It's been a joy speaking with you, and I wish you great health. And I know it's a little early, but happy retirement.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And, I enjoyed talking with you.
All right.
And wish good luck to all our people. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching, people. I'm Shirley Lin.